Hi, I'm Kellie Vincent. I'm the MBA Director at Westminster Business School. Whether a corporate psychopath is an asset, to be absolutely honest, I really don't know at this stage. My gut feeling is that no, they're not. And the reason is that the impact they have on individuals means that they will quite often withdraw. So you have a very high level of staff turnover. They cause misery, and actually, so from that respect, they don't. But if they are showing and demonstrating traits that are well controlled, the reality is there are many out there already operating at very senior levels, operating in very responsible roles. And so I guess the question for me is, if we were to remove them, that would also have a devastating impact on the brands that already and the organisations that already exist. But in the debate, both academic debate and looking at those popular management books that are in pretty much every train station, we have some books like Kevin Dutton and the Andy McNabb's series, where they're talking about good psychopaths and the Good Psychopath's Guide to Success and how to make the most of those positive traits and characteristics. But then we equally have a whole host of other books describing basically how to get away from psychopaths or cope with psychopaths that we might work with. There is nothing out there that shows what we should do if we find a psychopath working with us, apart from to run. And actually that's then adding to the issue of excessive withdrawal from the organisation by employees. So again, we're at this stage, I don't think the current state of research, I don't think the current state of practice, nobody actually knows what to do about them. So whether or not they're good or bad, my personal view is I don't think intuitively they are a good thing, but what to do about them is something that I'm very interested in investigating. Okay, spotting a psychopath at interview stage would be very difficult, almost impossible, I would say. Unless you are a trained psychologist and you are really adept at using one of the scales that psychologists would use, a layman may have a hunch, they may have a feeling. However, these guys, we're not just talking about nasty people, we're not just talking about colleagues that we probably wouldn't want to work with and therefore not employ them. They are really skilled charmers. So the ability to identify them at that interview stage where they're really operating at their best, they're demonstrating and they're able to manipulate the situation according to their own needs, I just think if we think it's a possibility, we might be a little bit deluded. Okay, the key point with a psychopath is the lack of empathy. My view, I would like to think of myself as actually not lacking in empathy, but not lacking in empathy doesn't mean to say that I don't have the ability to influence. It doesn't mean that I don't have the ability to, if I need to, manipulate a situation, but I would never do so at somebody else's expense, not knowingly. A psychopath would, because they'd do it for fun. So I think, many of these traits and characteristics, of course we want to encourage and of course we want to enhance, but that shouldn't be without being empathetic or showing empathy to others. There is a lot of literature that shows that, obviously we talk about corporate social responsibility a lot. Psychopaths don't get it. They would never willingly put into place a program of corporate social responsibility because they just don't understand it. They have no capacity for understanding it. So if there are psychopaths out there who are initiating causes, quite often it will be for the normalising of their behaviour and being seen to be doing something good. Maybe it's a smoke screen, because maybe what they're really doing is actually something far worse than the benefit you're getting from that CSR. So it's a very difficult, challenging context. But obviously this event today has been here at Westminster, so it's home to me, and I think I've not actually attended an MBA refresher before. I should have done. There were various events that happened which meant I couldn't attend. I think it's been brilliant. I think the quality of the speakers has been amazing. I do think that the way the speakers topics have merged from one to the other has been very, very good scheduling on the part of you guys at AMBA. I would recommend anybody who's at any point in their sort of relationship with AMBA to come along, because it has been really worthwhile.